just start right off the top. I've got about 79 tattoos. I got a lot of them in like groups because it was cheaper to do that way. I didn't really ever see people growing up like getting, just small individual things. It was all like a lot of sleeve work and just big pieces that were just kind of like things. I don't know, like they just didn't really seem like they were like meaningful. And I know everyone's like, oh, your tattoo has to be meaningful. Yeah, so some of them like are part of the same idea, just split up into two, so I count those as individual ones, which I know I probably shouldn't, but whatever. It makes the clickbait a little bit better. Anyways, we can start from the beginning. The summer after I graduated high school, I got Always a Viking tattooed on my bicep with my graduation year, and the font is actually the same font that they used on the side of the building. Faith without credulity, conviction without bigotry, charity without condescension, self-respect without vanity, meekness without power. That was like a big thing with our band that was like our life goal, kind of. I really liked high school. A lot of people hated it, but that's just me, so whatever. Next up, I got, originally I got Kill Your Mind from a 21 Pilots song called Migraine. And then I ended up letting my ex influence me into covering it up because it said kill, and that's bad. And so I covered it up with another 21 Pilots song called Holding On To You, and it's pretty self-explanatory, like what it looks like. Next up, I got a kitchen sink with my friend Nathan Berkshire. It's not really a kitchen sink, but 21 Pilots' definition of a kitchen sink is kind of just like something that means something to you that it doesn't to someone else. So the lead singer has this tattoo as well, and we just kind of were bonding over 21 Pilots, and he was moved in with me, and we were there for each other a lot, and so we got that tattooed, and it just means what it means to us, not what it means to anyone else. Then after that, I got a matching tattoo with my friend Nate Rabb. We both got a red pencil. Happened when we were in middle school. I think it was 8th grade, 2010. There was a commercial that was going around back then, so I replaced Somebody's Watching Me with Somebody Stole the Red, and that was just kind of like what we connected on. Another 21 Pilots song called Screen resonated with me in the time of all this crap like right after high school. Left wrist says Familiar, and my right wrist says Great Unknown. And it's from the Bastille song called Draw. Figure out, which way I want to go. Like, do I want to stay in one place, or do I want to go branch out and do something else? At the same time, I got Flaws, which was another Bastille song, me trying to accept the way I was. There's another Bastille song, Good Grief. I just really liked the song. Like, that's really all I can come up with. Font that it had for the cover was just like solid. Multiply by Ed Sheeran. I don't really have like a sample of like what exactly made me want to get it. Just the entire album in itself was just so good, and I just really enjoyed it. A Cherry Bomb from Joe Dirt, along with the Meteorite from Joe Dirt.
You see the peanut? Dead giveaway.
Yeah, that's a space peanut.
Lust and James 4-4 on my left hand, a Kendrick Lamar song titled Lust. It's pretty much just talking about how we get mad about something and then we just slowly revert back to the same thing. There's a whole Dissect podcast on it. It's really good. Then I got Stop on my right hand thumb because I was just finding myself doing sinful things with my right hand. I just wanted a constant reminder, stop what I'm doing. If I put them next to each other, a lot of the stop thing was to do with social media and scrolling and looking at stuff that just taints my soul. In the shower one day, and I put them next to each other, and I realized that both words can make lust and stop out of each other, and then it also makes post. So it's kind of a reminder of just I don't have to post everything that happens to me. Glory and Gore, that's from a Lorde song. Pretty self-explanatory. Becoming famous or doing pretty much anything, you're gonna have to sacrifice something to get what you want. I definitely agree with that. And sometimes you gotta do something that's really garbage, but that's just how our sinful nature works. Aang. I love Avatar. I think it's just I unconsciously learned so much from watching it as a kid that I didn't remember, that it definitely made me, I think, a better person. Olivia Newton-John, she's just goated, straight up, she's just amazing. I just love her music and the whole vibe of it, and just I just love her. Got Denzel Curry. That is my black balloon. Kind of like a rain cloud, you know, that always just is something lingering like above you that causes you like pain or anxiety or depression. And like his main thing was soon black balloons will pop. Like let that be the day that the pain stops. Vinyl Theater. They are broken up. Might be back together. I don't know. Electrogram by them is just an iconic album. MMP on my arm. I told one of my coworkers at Target that I was going to get a tattoo, and she was like, get my initials. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I just straight up got her initials. Skateboard. I've been skateboarding since probably 8th grade. I still do it, not as much as I did for sure, but it's definitely been a huge part of my life. Viking rune symbol, that means music. I got that with my friend Noah and my other friend Imogen. We were all in band together. They were honestly the reason that I got into band, because I was friends with them and I wanted to be in more classes with them, so I joined band and ended up being like somewhat decent at it. A vinyl record. Love records. I love record players. Like I just love the whole idea of it. It's just super, like it's just a really cool way to listen to music and like experience it. The serotonin structure that I got with one of my friends, Andrea, both struggle with like mental illness and like, you know, anxiety and all that kind of stuff. And we got that together just as a sign of like, you know, we're in it together. Luis's Ears from Bob's Burgers. One of those shows you can just watch and just kind of zone out and just laugh, and it's amazing. High School's Coordinates with a triplet underneath it. Obviously, I really loved high school, and I got it with my friend Chris and my ex, actually, which I don't regret it. Like, it's definitely like a good memory that I have. Albus's Paw, my cat. Like, I got him like a couple years after high school, and he's just like, he's my little baby, and I will love him until he dies, which will never happen because he's perfect and immortal. Killian on my chest. He has one eye, and I rescued him 3 years after I got Albus, and they hate each other, but they love each other. It's a very complicated relationship. I actually drew myself. It's for Bastille's album Wild World. I love the entire album. I think it's just brilliant. A red panda. They're my favorite animal. My dream is to work with wild animals someday in some sort, like whether it be in a zoo or whether it be, you know, like straight up in the wild. But I definitely don't think it's gonna happen, but we shall see what the future holds. Doom Days one, which is another Bastille album, Wave, and I got that because of the song The Waves. I have a heart right over my heart, a song by Passenger called Walls. A baseball with a little face on it from Last Man on Earth.
Does anyone want a whiskey? Bryce? Marshall?
Lyric by Mac Miller, song Perfecto. Mac was definitely like one of my early musical influences, and it was just like really messed up to see him go at like, I'm gonna be 25 in May, and he died at 26, and he had done so much and he could have done so much more, and it's just unfortunate. WALL-E. I love WALL-E. I love the idea of a dystopian future kind of thing, but like that's not far off. And then I've got Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Bing Pop, baby. Book one. Actually, I think it's my only one from a book. Like a nonfiction book. This one is from The Great Pretender. It is not necessarily a sequel, but it is the next book after Brain on Fire by Susanna. I've actually talked to her, which is super cool. I've FaceTimed with her. She has my copy of my book, which is really cool. From The Great Pretender by Susanna. We are all hanging on by a very thin thread, and some of us won't survive our fall. Anything can happen and we don't even know. Like, that's why it's so thin of a thread, and like sometimes we just can't survive. Good, better, best, in quotations. I actually had my 3rd grade teacher write this for me, and I got it. We used to have a saying, good, better, best, never let it rest until your good is your better and your better is your best. Her way of teaching us at a young age to like always try our hardest at what we do. DJ Roomba. I love Parks and Rec. That's all I have to say about that one. Except I have an apple. It's from an episode of Good Doctor, feeling like you're responsible for someone else's hurting. Brave. I love Brave. I love like the accents. I love the storyline. Like everything about it was just super cool, and it's like the most hated, I think. I don't know, but I just really liked it. I have Iron Giant. Probably, I think Iron Giant might be my favorite movie, but I've got Wig Nation, baby. Jack, or Nice Wig, streams on Twitch. He plays Apex Legends, and goated. Like the most positive streamer you will ever come across. And remember, just I was going through like a real bad time, and like just being able to watch him, the most positive online experience I've ever had. The Office, Obviously, The Office is good. Like, what else is there to say? I have Harry Potter. Harry Potter definitely. It was the first time that I got like back into reading. Didn't like it because I tested below my average in elementary school, so I just didn't want to do it anymore. Kind of a small sentiment, I guess. I could do more, but just I'm grateful what God has given me, and it's just a reminder that I I believe in God, and I try to like make myself a little bit more good as a Christian. I don't know. And then I've got Jason Mraz, some trees. This says strength. My ex got it for me actually. Yeah, so her thing was just that I'm stronger than I think I am. Some blah blah blah. Don't overthink. I try to do that on a daily basis. It's Kenny Beats. He's a producer. He has like this show called The Cave on YouTube. Just rap, just live life, just do whatever. Just don't overthink it. SpongeBob, 100% like the best show that I was watching growing up. Like hands down. I can quote so many episodes. Like I can't fit them all into this video. This one was from a 21 Pilots song called Ride. I got Adventure Time. Homies help homies always. I definitely like to think of myself as one of the friends that stays connected with everybody as much as I can, and if anyone needs something from me, I definitely try to be there for them. Water. I had somebody tell me that I was like a vegan when it comes to water drinking, because like a vegan will be like, hey, do you know that I'm vegan? But me, I'm like, hey, do you know that I drink water? 3-parter. The Strawberry is from One of the Boys, Katy Perry album. The next one is a Peppermint from Teenage Dream, and then Prism from the album Prism. I love Katy Perry until the day I die. Then I have Rise, which was a single that she released for the Olympics. Next up I got Fantastic Beasts. There was so much potential, and then the second one came in and just absolutely destroyed it. Really related to Newt because I wanted to be that. I wanted to be that person like with animals in general. Breaking Bad, love Breaking Bad. The acting is just on par with the script, which is on par with the character development, which is on par with the cinematography. Like everything about it is just iconic. Michigan Outline, I know, basic. I love Michigan. I love Jackson. I know a lot of people hate it and a lot of people want to leave it and a lot of people think it's garbage, but it's been my home. It's treated me pretty decently, I would say. Horizon Zero Dawn with my brother. Next up I got Stranger Things. I've watched the first season of Stranger Things probably like 8 times. I just love everything about it. A t-shirt with my grandpa's signature in it. He always would wear t-shirts with like some super cringy thing like, exercise. I thought you meant extra fries. I have Wild Heart by Bleachers, but I just love the Bleachers album. Got Rocket League, which I'm champ 2 in, by the way, no biggie. Rocket League is my favorite game. I have Rick and Morty. Gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but I don't give a because I really like the show and I really hate the fan base. Got Chuck, bringing it way back here. I don't think kids these days know how it feels to like watch a show and then wait until the next week to watch the next episode. Like I just miss that feeling of just like, you know what tonight is? It's Monday night. You know what that means? Chuck is on, baby, and I'm stoked. A gnarly thing with my boy Cameron. He's actually the dumbest piece of shit that I've ever met in my life, but I would literally die for him and he can never annoy me. A Portal, Companion Cube, and they're just so good. I love it's just such a good idea and such a good game. This one is also a 21 Pilots song. The Fire is Mental Health, and it's just like I'm tired of tending to this fire. Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is what I want to be, who I want to be, what I want to do. Everything that she does for the planet and for animals, I wish I could be. Demon Slayer. Love Demon Slayer. Good lord, is that whole series, anime, the manga, everything is goated. 100% goated. I love it so much. Kendrick Lamar, Wickedness or Weakness. The whole album, damn, duality theme of wickedness or weakness. Wickedness being like sex, money, murder for like Kendrick Lamar, and like weakness being like turning away from that and, trying to be more godlike, less sinning and stuff like that. And the whole album is pretty much just him battling with that. And I felt that to like the biggest extent, lusting and like money and power and that kind of stuff. Like choosing that over weakness is just, it's something that we do on a constant like daily basis, and it's hard to come away from that. A tombstone that says RIP. I got this one in Las Vegas at I don't know what time it was. I think it was like 5 a.m. I had just driven from Michigan to Nebraska to Colorado, and Colorado to Vegas, and then stayed up and got that tattoo and went to my friend's wedding the next day. Dear Evan Hansen. Love Dear Evan Hansen. I don't know about the movie because I haven't watched it yet. It's from this song by Kendrick Lamar called Yeah. I definitely thought he said brain always buzzin' for the longest time. I had listened to this album like 100 times, listened to the dissect twice, just didn't even like process the fact that it's radars buzzin'. While listening to the dissect of it, I was like, the radar or his phone is getting a signal from God, buzzing in and out, and he's like not able to accept the call right now. And so that's how I just like immediately went to like brain, like, because that's how my brain feels like when that happens. Like, I know that I could do this, but I can't mentally right now do it. Like, God is asking me to do something and wanting me to live a certain way, but at this time in my life, I just can't actually do it because my brain is just buzzing. That was pretty much it. Those are all my tattoos. Will I get more? Probably. Do I have money for more? Probably not. I figured I'd make this video just because I think it's pretty interesting. Probably not to you though.